So one thing I've always needed to fix is the pace at which I speak. I've watched past at my other videos of me speaking and I speak so quickly. What happens sometimes is I want to get a thought out. So I'll say that thought as quickly as I can, and then it will come across really slurred and my point won't even matter in the first place because of how fast I spoke. And I've always been a fast speaker, but I think it's becoming even more prevalent now, because if I have a thought and I lose it, then I need to get it out as quickly as possible. With my brain loss, a thought comes and goes in like a millisecond. So what I wanted to talk about, I need elocution lessons, is about my speech, how I need to slow it down so that people around the world can actually understand what I'm saying. And I know I'm gonna get 1 or 2 views on this, but what I'm talking about is if, someone finds this channel, I think it'd be interesting for people to do a video essay on it. Sunny V2, I'm talking to you. But yeah, and I can't even remember what I just said. I'm not even controlling my speech right now. I physically cannot. I'm trying to, but it's hard to gauge how I sound and how I come across to other people now because my awareness is so bad. It's just so bad. But somehow I'm still wanting to do the right thing for people, not wanting to sabotage anybody. That's something that I've never lost. Even now, I haven't lost. I have lost my ability to I can't even remember the word. Okay, empathize, right? But it's definitely decreased, and I'm making a really conscious effort right now to slow down my speech. I am actually. I wanted to talk about the IQ loss I've been through as well, because as well as I think my dementia has been very similar to an IQ loss. Like if someone punched me in the head, okay, this is not scientific at all, but if someone was to punch me in the head, and I woke up the next morning and now I'm suddenly dumber, that's what I'm like now, but that's happened over 5 years. So it's hard to compare, because it's not a day and night difference. It's been 5 years of continuous brain loss. It's been very, very painful, but at this point in the past especially year, I've been keeping everything to myself, writing it down, trying to get through it. But yeah, I wanted to talk about IQ loss specifically. That was the most painful thing. The most painful thing. Okay, let's do a list of top 10 most painful things about dementia, having it. So number 1, I would say, it's definitely losing my thoughts. I remember thinking, if I have my thoughts, then I have everything, because my imagination used to take me to loads of different places and I wouldn't even need entertainment because my thoughts were just that rich. And I would love having thoughts, thinking back on conversations, not in an anxious way, but in a trying to figure out what that person is about way. And yeah, I did have a lot of moments where I look back on conversations because I thought I said the wrong thing or something like that, but it was mostly to try and get a feel for what that person was trying to say, really, because I wasn't the sharpest person socially. So I mean, obviously I could still pick up on social cues. Okay, so I don't even know what I'm saying. IQ loss. Yeah, I've lost my ability to think strategically, abstractly, creatively. That's been one of the hardest things about it. So not even my future, because that's the second thing that's been the most painful. got to be quiet now because I don't want anyone to hear me making these videos. Okay, I can carry on. Okay. So, thinking has gone. Memory was also a very painful thing because during GCSEs, I was in a very competitive school. I could no longer keep up with the work we were being taught because when we were taught something in maths or a science that we needed to build on, I'd have forgotten everything we did the previous lesson. So it's like I couldn't. This was so disheartening that I couldn't build on my knowledge anymore because I just forget it the second it was taught. And that became more and more apparent to the point where I couldn't even concentrate in class. So that's why I took creative A-levels. I'm not saying that stupid people take creative A-levels, but that is why I took them, because I got more stupid and I couldn't concentrate in class. With creative A-levels, at least you can look back on the PowerPoints and try and figure out what the task is from there. But yeah, I've always wanted to do something with psychology, biology, and art would just be like a side thing. I never wanted to do it as a career. But psychology was my number one. Biology too, because I had a really good teacher. Yeah. Sad. Okay, so top 5 most painful things. Number 1, right? What did I say? Thinking, creative thinking, having really nuanced, niche thoughts that I knew I was the only one having because they are my thoughts. And okay, but there was a flip side to these thoughts. So on one side you get the creative, imaginary thoughts which were linked to like reality. I never had thoughts that were just, bizarre. Like they were always linked to logic, but in a creative way, and I can't describe it. But the flip side to that was immense thinking, immense awareness, being in conversations when it was my turn to talk, or when I could talk, I never did because the conversation had already moved on. I was thinking about 10 million things I could say. And sometimes I did say them, and it landed quite well, but my brain likes to go through a lot of options and then pick the best one. So MBTI nerds maybe analyze me based on that. Yeah, I would just worry about things that I didn't need to at all. It was just hindering me, if anything. So number 1 were my thoughts. Number 2, my memory going. I noticed, for some reason, I have this memory of me being on the stairs, right? Talking to my mom. And I realised, wait, my memory's gone because I don't remember that thing that happened 2 weeks ago. That's so weird. Oh my god, wait. The way my memory has gone is that, okay, they all say with dementia that long-term memory is kind of sticks with you more than short-term memory, and that's true. Okay, so let's say a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, I could remember what the vibe of that year was, of that month. But then as my brain kept on getting worse, I could remember less and less and less. So it went from, I could remember everything from 1 month ago to everything from 3, then to 2, then to 1, and then now, it's hard for me to really recall what happened the previous day. Which is annoying in class because I won't remember what I set up for myself the previous class. It is really annoying.